Alright guys and girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel, the Anthony Kenneth Bishop channel. Got my lovely hot coffee here, or hot chocolate I should say, but it's still in the sort of coffee beans, still pretty much the same. Coffee beans, hot chocolate beans. Anyway, so this is Eastenders episode review, and I've got to say review at the start because there's some misconceptions when people coming into my channel onto these particular videos thinking it was the full episode. It's not a full episode, it's just me reviewing the episode as best way I can. So yeah, let's get down to it. So don't worry, there's no clickbait shit here because I don't do that stuff on here. Right, so 16th of January, which is Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday, 16th of January 2018. Right, so it's just little adverts at the moment. Right, let's have a look. Just letting the adverts flow through. So I've been doing a lot on my channel of Eastenders and all of that in the TV shows. There we go. Let's go forward a little bit. So let's have a look. Oh, so at the start of the episode, got Dot Cotton. Right, so Dot's looking around the house. She's got a sort of like a nice sort of top on, sort of jacket or some sort, and sort of stripy sort of trousers with like sort of not polka dots, but more like crisscross stuff. Then we've got Max, basically the doctor or the nurse that he was speaking to on Monday's episode. She was trying to basically comfort him, trying to get him out the room and stuff on Monday's episode, because he locked himself in Abi's room. Abi is actually Branning. She's on the verge of dying, so basically he locked himself in her room because he didn't want the people switching off the machine. So this woman doctor said that she had a child who died as well, in the same sort of situation, and when the actual like treatments came out, they actually was a bit too late, so she couldn't save the child, and I think it was a bit older or something. So she managed to coach him out of the room, and now we've got this him in one of those like sort of chapel arrest. It looks like he was in the chapel arrest room, and he's looking at a cross at the moment in one of those rooms, and that girl's there. I think she's a nurse or something. So she's just like they're both in there and they're praying. Well, he's praying, sitting there, he's looking at the cross on the wall, just praying and stuff and all that, hoping for a miracle to happen. Now we've got Karen Taylor getting a bit too much for her, the work and all that, going around cleaning everybody up, all their clothes, and saying her daughter saying that she's got to give a service with a smile as she's doing it. I think it's supposed to be her first day for the 16th of January 2018. I've missed another 2 episodes, so I'm doing this one and then I'm going to do 2 more, then I should be catching up with tomorrow's episode. So pretty much I've got Martin coming down the stairs. We've got Martin coming down the stairs, and what's he saying? Oh, he's trying to find his charger. He's asking Whitney if he could find his charger and all that because he can't find it. And I think she's got a job or something. Whitney's trying to find a job somewhere else. but she's got to try and look after Courtney at the moment. Not Courtney. That is Courtney, isn't it? Is it? No.
Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany. That's it. I mean, they've got so many characters, like across the entire Eastenders.
Is trying to look after.
Yeah, she's trying to look after her,
yes.
And she's trying to find out where their mum's got to and what her problem is, and why she keeps like lying all the time, and what she's lying about. Oh yeah, and now we've got Mr. Masood. Basically, his uncle's just bought him a briefcase and said, assuming he's a salesman and all of that, or works in the business and stuff now, he's going to need something to put his work in, his papers in there so he can sell. He said, no sale. He said, no briefcase. He said, you can't put your salesman stuff in there. So he said, you need a suitcase or a briefcase and all that. And he said, that means there's no business. And he says, business means business. And he wants him to dress up like a proper and all that for his first day. He's trying to get his job there. And he wants him to bring his colleague home for dinner and stuff. So you could see... and he said he's going to do something very spicy for his colleague. Now his auntie's got to take Daisy, this little girl and stuff, to the hospital for her little jam. And now they're having a sort of like a discussion, though, Mr. Masood and his uncle, trying to say basically he can't bring a stranger back to dinner and stuff. He said it's inappropriate. Oh, he said you work for commission, right? He said, so he said this means war. And he said, what's the first rule for war? Know thy enemy. So basically he's going to bring them back and stuff. So but he hasn't told him that the job he's got, it's not a sort of like a salesman job. It's just working in the pub. And now we're back to Abi in hospital at the moment, on the tubes, keeping her alive. And you've got this nurse woman saying, looks like she's taken after her mum. And she's trying to sweet talk him and all that. Oh, little adverts a minute. Watching this on Daily Motion, so I'm doing a sort of like a recap of it. There's my hot coffee. Look at that smoke coming out of the steam. See what? Actually, I think you can see the steam on here. I presume so. I don't know if you can see the steam on there. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, lovely steam. Cheers. And he's asking this woman if she believes in all this, like the chapel and garden, all that, in miracles. And then she said at least it gives you something to blame and stuff in. And then she's asking him what he thinks. Apparently he's telling a story now. He said when his dad picked him up from school and stuff, he said he saw this nun and stuff going back, years going back. He said this person was pushing her in a wheelchair. He said he went up to this bloke and gave him a slap. And then he said push up the back of the hand. He says she used to be a nasty piece of work apparently. He said he couldn't hit the nun obviously because it was a woman. So he said it was the best thing. And then he said it was proof to the woman that God didn't exist to the nun. And he said only the good actually die young. And then he said he married a church woman and died young. Well, died an old man. But now he said he doesn't know what to believe in now, so he's lost his faith pretty much in the episode. And now this Dr. Harden bloke is supposed to be pulling Abby's wires out. So now he's like basically said, oh, the nurse woman said, oh, he's going to be in a little while. And he said, oh, you're all the same, you are. He said, you just all want to pull the plug on her and let her finish her off. And then he said, then you want to go to the next bed and move on to the next one. Oh. And he's saying, this woman's saying she's a Christian. He said, oh, you ain't one really, are you? He said, you're just having everybody on. So he's kind of like turning really, I wouldn't say really bad. He's just lost his faith in it because he's seen his daughter in the way she is. Now he's asking the woman if she's got any paracetamols. Actually, I think this is the episode where he locks himself in the room, tells her to go off and get him some tablets. And then he barricades himself in there and he goes, I'm not coming out of here. There we go, he's going to the door now, making sure no one else is there. And now he's getting the bed. He's putting it right next to the door to barricade it in. Because he's not having some people, scavengers, scavenging at his daughter's body. He's going, Mr. Branning. And say, what are you doing with the bed near the door? Thing is, I think, right, because there was some talks the other day, right, there was some talks that there was a picture been taken of Abi Branning at her funeral, and it makes me wonder, when they actually did kill her off in the episode, if basically she's playing a little trick, sort of mind game, and she's not really dead, really. That would be intriguing, because it'd be like sort of a payback on her dad for all these years, because we had Lauren, who tried to run over her dad before. Then we've got what's her name, the wife,
Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya, ex-wife. She tried to kill him, didn't she? She tried to bury him alive, but then she kind of had like a sort of a heart and all of that and released him. So it makes me wonder if they're all in it together. Right, then we've got Mr. Masood now. He's in his sort of like the Queen Victoria. And then he said, dress for the job you've got and not for the one you want. And I was Shirley Carter's trying to be sarcastic to him.
Hi. Oh, it's me.
No, Shirley Carter.
Oh, I thought you called me.
No. And he's saying he wants to work behind the bar, and she's saying, no, not today, sunshine. And saying the dishwasher's packed in and all that. So she wants him to work in the kitchen, I presume. It's going to get him to wash the dishes.
Well, you don't want him working behind the bar.
No, she don't want him working behind the bar. Why is that? Right, hang on. And she's saying that bloke, that young kid who works behind the bar, he knows how to work himself behind the bar, that young kid. So they said they got him at the front already, so they don't need one. They don't need Mr. Masood up front. And he said, oh, you think he could do a better job than me, he says. He said, this guy, really? And he goes, and then she's saying about, oh, another bloke has turned up with an empty briefcase, though he's come up to a job with a nice jacket, nice sort of clothes on, a tie and all that. and he's coming like he's coming in for an interview or something. And then he said what he's got is business proposals to work on his lunch break. He says his pit stop to success. And he said you don't need a lot of GCSEs to serve drinks behind the bar. So she's telling him now to go behind the bar to serve all the drinks. And she's saying if he does it, basically she'll serve a day's drinks and all that. Not to him, but if he gets more money than they take in. And he wants some extra crisps and all that in his little proposal, and they're shaking their hands on each other. Now we've got Lauren coming in now to see her dad, Max Branning, and he's barricaded the door. And she's calling out to him. And he's saying to her that they want to kill her. And he said he ain't going to let it happen.
They bring him up, don't they, on the phone?
Yeah, I know, through the window.
Don't forget that.
Yeah. Well, no, that hasn't come up to it yet. What about? Oh, Lauren's on the phone because she's trying to call someone to come in. And it turns out it's Jack. She's talking to someone on the phone, which it turns out to be Jack. And she said, you need to get here right now. Because he's the only one who'd be able to talk sense into him. Then we've got old Ted trying his little conning tricks in the pub.
Faithful Ted.
Yeah, faithful Ted. And he said, Ted saying to him, oh, who are you, to Mr. Masood? He goes, I'm the new bar manager. And he said, because I serve it doesn't mean I have to have it, he says. And he says, there's some there's been there since 11 a.m. And then you've got Ted's friend is always with him. Oh, and he's trying to serve up the pint now, and it looks like it's... Oh my God, the way he's pulling the pump as well, he's gave it all froth. He's all frothed it all up. And he said, do you want a flake with that? He goes as old Ted to him. Old Ted says to Mr. Masood, do you want a flake with that? Oh, now Mr. Masood's trying to act all sort of like Londoner and all that. Trying to do all the Cockney rhymes and all that. Trying to insult Ted. Oh, he's trying to get him to pay £8. Oh, he's trying to say, oh, but you don't know about the 2 for Tuesday deal then, he said. He said you're supposed to give a discount for the OAPs. And he said, oh, you were the bar manager. He said, you should know that. He's trying to con him.
And he did.
Yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah. He said, yeah, 2 for Tuesday.
He forgot, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, it's back to Mr. Max Branning. And he said he wants her, Abby, to go to America to have her surgery done and all of that. For her brain damage and all that. Because the thing is, you hear it all the time about these stem cells and all that. Because there's been talks that stem cells now can actually revitalise the brain and actually work it and function the brains and stimulate it to give it a shock to wake it up. And Lauren's saying she can't go anywhere. And the doctor's saying, oh, I'm sure in you. That if saying that she might have a heart attack or a sudden death if he doesn't open the door and stuff. So they're trying to put that pressure on him, onto his daughter, if he doesn't open the door. And he's saying, the doctor's saying to him, he's saying, oh, you're saying to me that you want to pull the plug. And he said he ain't going to let that happen. But now Jack's turned up. The cavalry. He said, looks like the cavalry's arrived. Yeah, the way he says it. Oh, and then we've got Dot in the laundrette, because she feels like she wants to go back into the laundrette. She seems to be going there more often now. It's like she wants her job back or something.
But she can't see properly.
I know, she can't see very well. And then she's wiping her nose now with a little cloth. And then we've got what's his name? Carmel's son.
We got his name.
Yeah. Yeah, Kush. Yeah, there we go.
Kush,
Yeah.
fine.
Oh,
That's
Dot.
right.
Yeah, Dot and Kush.
How could I forget about
Yeah, Dot and Kush in the laundrette having a chit chat and stuff about Lauren and all that. And then Karen Taylor in there saying, oh, she's gagging for a cigarette.
I know.
And then she actually on that episode just a minute ago, she started getting Kush's arms and said, oh, you've got some big muscles, haven't you?
Oh.
Don't tell me she's after him.
They're not as big as what Nick's is. Or was.
Yeah. Oh, Nick Cotton. Then we've got old Dot putting the washing in the washing machine, but she ends up, was it shrinking it?
Oh.
And then Karen Taylor goes up to Kush and says it's her fault, when it was actually Dot's fault, because she was trying to help out. Unfortunately, she was trying to help out, but she didn't do too well. Then we got Tiffany.
I'd wash dirty Nick's pants any day.
Yeah, Nick, yeah, dirty Nick. Cotton out.
Yeah, I'd wash his pants any day.
You dirty bastard. Then we got Tiffany's at Martin's place, and she said she wouldn't actually wash a dog or something with that, she said. She's out on his fruit and veg stall trying to insult him. She said she wouldn't wash the apple or something with it.
No.
And now she's walking off, Tiffany. Got Jack basically putting his skin down then. He's like rubbing his chin. Looks a bit worried for Max Branning. Oh, yeah, now he's trying to phone Max up now, knocking on the window. Wants him to pick up the phone. He says he's phoning him up through the window. Oh, hang on, here we go. Max picking up the phone. Now it's gone back to the Queen Victoria. Then we've got Patrick and Ted getting pissed up because they're trying to con Mr. Masood, and they're taking the drinks over there. And then Ted's looking at saying, that he's trying to look for snake bites. And he said, I'll give you £3. He said, that should cover it. Cheeky bastard. And Shirley knows what's going on. Saying the OAP's love a discount, Mr. Masood's saying to Shirley. And now he's got a phone call and she's saying, "Oh, you work for me," she said. And he said he's got a break time, so he's taken that. Now she's noticed that the two old blokes are basically conning him. So she said, the two dirty old gits. And Mr. Masood's on the phone. Don't know what that about. Something to do with about something to do with square feet. We got old Jack on about. He's saying what happened. Well, Max is basically explaining to Jack what happens if it was one of your own and stuff. And he said, "It's my daughter," he said. He said, "Nothing compares to losing your child." And they're saying he's doing stuff when they grieve and stuff for losing. He said things that they regret and stuff. And he said, "They're all ganging up on me." He said, "You're all ganging up on me."
Could do a thing like that, wouldn't they?
Nah, they wouldn't do. They're his family. They're supposed to be helping him. But obviously, I bet they're all playing. I bet they're all like playing against him, or revenge against him. And I bet you, Abby's not really dead. Really, I bet it's a sort of like a trick.
We'll have to wait and see.
Saying, it's about the little baby needs its mum. Now the doctor said it's gone on long enough now. They said the police is going to knock the door down if you don't open it. Now he's turning the phone off so no one can hear him.
That's security of the hospital, isn't it?
So he's basically telling the police and the doctors to bugger off. Alright, bloody adverts in a moment. Alright, my God. Actually, this is 28 minutes long, this episode. Ooh. Oh, so apparently Mr. Masood's been grassing on Ted up to his wife or something. Oh, so Shirley has been doing it, the dirty git. She's been telling everybody about it.
About who?
About Ted, what he's been doing. I think it's Joyce, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we got old Chris just come in to see about his clothes, and they've been shrunk. Oh no!
Oh.
They've all been shrunk. What's he gonna do now?
I don't know.
And she said they don't come cheap either, she said. Oh, and now, Karen Taylor's come in front now, and she said, when he left, she accidentally put the machine up, so made it hotter and stuff, so that's why it shrunk. But in the meantime, she says she'll see what she can do.
Make it worse.
Oh no, that nurse woman's coming along now. She wants to have a word with Max. See if she can have a word with him about it. I think this is one where she says she had a child exactly the same as him, who she lost. And she said they're always in their hearts and stuff. She says she understands. Oh, her son. So she had a son who was 18. She said he went out and then drives home with too many drinks. And then she said next time he was laid out exactly the same. She said she had nothing to cling to and had no choice but to say goodbye. Oh, now she's making emotional now, upset now. And she said he can sit there, kick himself and all that, and pray and all that, but she said he's still going to beat himself up about it. But she said that he never stops. She said saying goodbye, she said that's just the start of it. Oh, bloody adverts for a minute. I think this is coming up to the last bit. But she said eventually you do have to say goodbye. She said he said that he never. He said he didn't know what to believe in. But she said it has to start. He needs to start living for himself and for the rest of his family. Then we got old Ted and Mr. Masood fixed the cooker, and he said he had the same one in his restaurant and stuff. And that young kid who was working with Shirley saying, oh, that would have cost you a fortune if you'd have got that fixed. Now Shirley's giving him one more chance. Now apparently he's won the bet or something. So now he's asking her a little favour. Now it's back to Max. Now he's opening up the door. And he's removing the bed. But I think, to be honest, I think it's a sort of, there's a little sort of a play in it. I think it's all a trick. And I think when some people caught some pictures of Abi and all of that alive and at her funeral, I think it could be sort of her playing mind games with her dad, just to make him basically break. Oh, now Whitney's just found out that Tiffany didn't, Bianca didn't try and kill herself. So she just found out that Tiffany was lying. So she's wondering what it could be to do with. Now Mr. Masood, he wanted a favour off Shirley, and that was to get Shirley Carter's worker, the one that was working with her at the time in the restaurant, in the Queen Victoria, to come to the house, Mr. Masood's house, to meet his uncle and pretend that he's working with him in a sort of like, what is it, like salesmanship. And he's telling Mr. Masood to have the last bargee. And the uncle's saying, if that's your competition, he said, you'll be cleaning that place up in a month. Because they're trying to say that kid that works behind the bar for Shirley Carter and the rest of the other ones of the Carter family, they're trying to say he's an idiot. That's what they're trying to say. Well, that's what the uncle's trying to say. And he's laughing about it, smiling. Oh, now we've got Karen Taylor trying to basically fix the damages that she did to Cush's like shirt. It always like sort of fleece, whatever he's wearing, and she's trying to fix it. And Dr. Cotton said, I suppose you could give it to baby Arthur, and they were laughing about it. Oh, she's having a cigarette now. Oh, she's run out of cigarettes. And now she's smiling at her now. Now we've got back to Max now, looking at Abby in the way the state she is on the machine to keep her alive. Now Max is storming out. Put his back against the door and stuff, and it's just sad. He's upset. And now it's finished, this episode. By God, 27 minutes 48 seconds for this episode. So I've just put as much detail into this as possible as I can. That means I've got another 2 episodes to go, guys and girls. But yeah, if you do like the actual video, do like, favourite, share, comment, subscribe. Cheers all for watching. Stay safe. And yeah, I'm gonna put loads more videos out. I've got another 2 episodes to do. I've got Thursdays and Fridays episode to do. So definitely check out for that one once those are uploaded. Cheers all for watching. It's the 22nd now. It's Monday, the 22nd of the 1st of January. So it's January, which is the first month. And it's the 22nd, 2018. Cheers all for watching. Catch you later. Stay safe and have a good one, guys and girls.